I, Dr. Parvat, welcome you in the session Pumps Control. In this session, we are going to cover pump types, basic controls of pumps, multi-pump system control. Now, first we will see the types of pumps or the classification of pump. These pumps are classified into two categories, that is centrifugal and the positive displacement pump. Centrifugal pump, it uses a centrifugal force and it consists of impeller and the casing arrangement. The second type is the positive displacement pump. In positive displacement pump, again there are the two types of motion, linear and the rotary type. If it is a linear, then it is called as the reciprocating type, means there is use of piston and cylinder arrangement. In rotary, there is screw type, gear type pumps are used. Now, here we will see the detailed difference between centrifugal pump and the reciprocating pump, which is the type of positive displacement pump. So here, first point, if you see, the discharge is continuous and smooth in centrifugal pump, whereas this reciprocating pump discharging is fluctuating and pulsating. The centrifugal pumps can handle large quantity of liquid, whereas this reciprocating pumps handles small quantity of liquid. Centrifugal pump used for a large discharge through a small head, whereas reciprocating pumps are used for small discharge at high head. The centrifugal pumps, cost of centrifugal pump is less as compared to reciprocating pump, whereas the cost of reciprocating pump is more than the centrifugal pump, and it is approximately 4 times more than centrifugal pump. The centrifugal pumps runs at high speed, whereas reciprocating pumps runs at low speed. Centrifugal pumps efficiency is high as compared to reciprocating pump. Then the centrifugal pumps need a smaller area and the cost of installation is less, whereas reciprocating pump needs large floor area and the installation cost is high. The centrifugal pumps require low maintenance cost, whereas reciprocating pumps require high maintenance cost. The centrifugal pump can be used for lifting highly viscous liquid, whereas reciprocating pumps use only for lifting pure water or the less viscous fluids. Because in reciprocating pump, if you consider it is a piston and cylinder arrangement, then there is very small clearance between the cylinder and the piston is there. So due to this, if it is a high viscous liquid, it will not pass. So for that purpose, it is not applicable for the highly viscous fluid. So this is about the pumps. Now we'll see the basic control schemes which are used in the pump control. Now basically in pump, capacity control is the important control, and this capacity control of pump must recognize the incompressibility of liquid. Now this pump capacity may be affected by a control valve in the discharge of pump, then on-off switching, then variation in the speed of pump, and stroke adjustment of positive displacement pump. And this control scheme can be summarized in below table. So if you see, there are the 4 types of control schemes. First method is on-off, second one is the throttling, and third one is the speed control, and last one is the stroke adjustment. Then possible types of controls are, there are the 2 types of control, on-off and the throttling. And here these pumps types are mentioned in the table, which pumps use which control scheme, that can be summarized in this table. Now most commonly schemes are on-off, throttling and the speed control. Now first we will see the on-off control scheme. Now here it is one simple on-off control scheme is used. In this on-off control scheme, it controls the level, and this level can be controlled by on or off the pumps. Now here you see in this example, it consists of this tank, and this tank having 2 limit switches. One is low level limit switch and upper one is the level limit switch high. Means here in that case, this upper limit switch high, it indicate the high level, and this lower limit switch, it indicate the lower level. Now here from this application, it is clear that this pump will be start when the level is at the LSL or below the LSL, or the tank is empty. And when the pump is start, at that time it will start the filling of tank, and this pumps remains on up to a LSH. Means if the level high switch is detected, at that time it will off the motor, so that this tank will not overflow. Means this tank is full. Means this is the case. In that case, there are the two limit switches are used. One can stop the pump and second one can start the pump. Means here this level is controlled by on or off of the pump. So that control scheme is called as the on off level control for the pump. Then if you see, there is another application. Here in that case, there is one sump is used, and these are the two motors are used which discharge liquid from the sump. Now here in that case, if you see, there are the three limit switches are given. One is level switch low, level switch high, and the level switch high. Means here in that case, it is clear that if the tank is at the higher limit, means LSHH, means level switch high, at that time both pumps are on. And if the level is on, pumps are on, then this water level of this sump will get decreasing. If it will reach at level switch high, at that time it will stop the one pump, and this one pump remain on. Then after that, again this level is decreasing. If this level is reaches to level switch low, at that time it will stop the second pump. In this case, again there is a dual pump, and these dual pumps are controlled by controlling the level. So again it is called as on-off level control of dual pump station. We will see the another example of this on-off control. This is on-off flow control. In on-off flow control, again here this is the one tank is used, or you can say it is sump, and for delivering water from the sump, there are the two pumps are used. And here at the discharge line, there is a flow rate. Means it is a demand which is from the user. Now here, if you see, these are the two pumps. Suppose this pump's capacities are different, and if these two pumps are running simultaneously, at that time suppose it will give 120 GPM. And if suppose second pump is off and first pump is on, at that time suppose it will deliver 80 GPM. Now if the demand of user will get changed, according to there is a change in flow rate, and according this flow switch will start or stop the second pump. So first pump, it is continuously on and it will deliver the 80 GPM. But if the demand of user is increases, and suppose this demand is 120 GPM, at that time there is a flow switch. That flow switch will on second pump, so that both flow rate will get add and it will fulfill the demand of user. Means this is the controlling of pump. It is depends upon the flow requirement or the flow demand. So that control scheme is called as on-off flow control. Then next on-off control scheme is given. This is depends upon the pressure. Means it is called as on-off pressure control. Now here in that scheme, if you see, these are the two pumps are used. These two pumps are connected in series, and second pump's output is a discharge, and this discharge line having the measurement of pressure, means there is a pressure switch is used. Now here, if the pressure is set by the pressure switch, suppose this limit is set at the pressure switch, if this pressure is below the limit, at that time it will close this pressure valve which is between this pump, or it is used for the bypass of second pump. If this valve is closed, then this first pump's discharge will come at the suction line of second pump. Again it will get in, and if these two pumps are get connected in series, definitely its head will get increasing or the pressure will get in. And if this pressure is above the limit or at the limit, at that time this pressure switch opens the valve. So due to this, what happen, the discharge of this pump will directly goes to the discharge line and some part will go to the pump 2. So due to this, this pressure will get decreased. Means here again the second pump start and stop, it is depends upon the pressure. Means when the pressure requirement is more, at that time it will close the bypass valve and start the second pump. And if the pressure is above the limit, at that time it opens the bypass valve and off the pump 2. Means there is a on off pump 2, and this is depends upon the pressure. So that control scheme is called as on off pressure control for controlling of the pump. Now there is another scheme, that is throttling control. In throttling control, here one example is given for rotary pump. Now here in that case, if you see this pump, it consists of, here for the controlling purpose, here there are the two combined schemes are used. One is ratio control scheme and another control scheme is the calibration controller. Now here in that case, if you see this is the pump, again it is a positive displacement pump, and if it is a positive displacement pump, then there is a requirement of the safety valve at the discharge line, because this pump will give high pressure output. So due to this, if there is a blockage or any throttling at the discharge line, there may be the chance of damaging of the line. So for that purpose, there is safety valves are required for the positive displacement pump. There may be the safety relief valve, rupture disc. These are the components which are always installed at the discharge line of the pump. Now here this is the pump, and that pump, it will control the ratio between these two feed. This is the one which is connected to given to the pump, and second one is at the above the pump. So first one here, if you see, this is the simple feedback loop, flow loop. That flow is varying, and if the flow will get vary, here there is a multiplier, it will set the set point or the opening of this pump. Means here in this section it control the ratio between two flow rate. And after that, this discharge of this pump will go to the tank. When it is going into tank, then again there is a limit switches are used, that is a low limit switch, low level limit switch, then high level limit switch. Now in that case, this tank will be full when the limit switch LSH is detected, or it will give the out. Now here in that case, when the tank is full, at that time LSH is high, and if the tank is low, at that time LSH will get low. Means this tank will be calibrated from LSL to LSH. Now initially this feed of this pump will enter inside of the tank, and when it will reaches at the LSH, at that time this controller will close the valve and it will opens for the process. Means this tank will start to discharge by starting the nitrogen line from the top side. So due to this, this fluid or the material will discharge at the high pressure. Once it will reach at the LSL, again the position of this valve will get changed, and this top valve will open to vent. So this nitrogen is entering into the vent. So due to this, there is a filling of this tank. Means due to this, what happen, this tank will be get calibrated. How this tank will be calibrated? There is a QQI is used, and this QQI, it measures the number of pulses between the duration LSL to LSS, and that pulses can be counted, and according to this it will increase or decrease the pump speed. So due to this, it discharge will get controlled. Means this is the combination of ratio control and the calibration control for the positive displacement pump. This is the throttling control scheme. Then next control scheme is shown, that is speed control scheme. Now in positive displacement pump, again here there is a rotary screw pump is given, and this discharge of rotary screw pump is depends upon the speed. If the speed is increasing,